All right, what's up? What's up? What's up? Sorry it took me a minute to get back online. But I am back on, people. I am back. I am back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. What an awesome awesomeness that we just caught with Ethereum. Um if Raja Singh is back on here with us, I'd like to talk to him. But 'cause I know he was new at trading and wanted some advice, and hopefully I'd be able to give it to him. But if not, man, we caught all of that. We caught the big drop, and I caught I caught the bottom of it. I thought it might go a little bit lower. I jumped in the trade just in case, but we did catch some good stuff that happened. Anyways, if you're a fan of smart money and you want to know more about institutional trading, where to look for liquidity, how to find bullish and bearish order blocks and breakers, and do what I just did and catch quite a bit of money on Ethereum by trading CFDs through the MetaTrader 4 app. What I would like you to do for me, please, if you could, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You know, every little bit helps. It helps cut through the YouTube algorithms. You know, it helps people find me. That way I can explain to them, you know, what is going on. I basically, what I'm doing is I'm taking something that has happened traditionally in the Forex world, and putting it into the crypto world, right? So a lot of people in the crypto world haven't seen this yet. They're just used to what, you know, Coinbase has told them, or what, you know, or to hodl, or you know, a lot of people don't trade futures, right? So this is kind of like futures, but in its own way. So if you use MetaTrader 4, it's like futures without limits, basically. You know, and that's what I teach. So, and I teach you how to get there, and what to look for whenever you're getting there. That being said, what we should do is go ahead and take a look at Ethereum and see where we're at now, and see if there's any more opportunities, because I think maybe all the opportunities may have been had. But we should just go ahead and jump on over there. So here we are. Of course, I have the red no-go zone, because I think if we get below the red no-go zone, that is going to mean some bad things. What that is that is basically, well, it shows here, the -1. So that would be the full trade. It's okay. So the 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 sell trade that happened, right? So the short trade that happened whenever it fell down, right, came back up. There was a trade that happened here that, again, I have in my in my trading view, that I can show you. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna pull this over here just to make sure that live people are seeing me, and that my live is actually running, you know, somewhat smooth. Again, if we go to my trading view, I had called a short at the very top, and well, this is it. Basically, I can just refresh it. And it was called, you know, if you dare short the deaded crash after the all-time high, right? So there was an unbalanced gap, right through here, and that's where I was saying to short. I was actually calling just a little bit above it, because I was honestly personally trying to nail the entry, but I was saying anywhere in the unbalanced gap would be where to trade, where to short this idea. So if you hit play, of course it does go up into the unbalanced gap, and then it goes down, And then I have my take profit levels. I have take profit level 1, take profit level 2, take profit level 3, take profit level 4. And I was making money all the way down until about here. I want to say, no, it was a little bit further than that, because I want to say it was more like around, well, yeah, it was around there, because right around here is where I thought it was going to stop at about the 150 percent, right? That's where I thought it was going to stop and turn around and go backwards, and start buying. So whenever this dropped and came back up, I actually bought on that drop. And so when it came back up, I actually made money on that because I took profits. But then it fell and then took all my profits away and then some. But I made money on the way down, so I was still on the upside, but I was still confused as to why it was here that caused it to buy. Because if you go to, my home screen on TradingView, my other one is be wary of one final drop may happen before the big push. And that is where I call for, the price to get to about 1150. And as you can see, it drops below that and down into about 1050 instead. I'm not always right, but I'm close. I'm usually somewhat close. So that's the good thing. Now, if we're looking at Ethereum right now, again, we are, we went past the liquidity points that I thought we'd go past. We have made another possible liquidity point. And actually what I'm thinking is that we may eventually hit something and go lower before we start getting higher. That's what I'm thinking of. Well, possibly. I'm not 100% sure yet. Because the way I'm looking at this is that even though we did start going up, this is the first actual fall that we've had since, well, I guess kind of scare since this one here, right? Not since the one that got us down into the 800s, right? That are 900s. That one was kind of scary. But we did bounce up out of that just as I thought we would. And then we fell again, right? And I tried calling this one. This is the one I tried calling 1150. We ended up going down to 1050. So I was about $100 off there. As to where the short, I was about $6 off of that one. But this one, I'm glad I caught this, because I just caught this this long. I got into it at 1200. If you watch my last video, see, YouTube likes to let me do things for about an hour, and then after about an hour, then it just turns me off all of a sudden, and it says like there's some kind of error. I don't know why, but to get YouTube to stop doing that, maybe I need to have more likes and more viewers or something like that. I don't know. If you guys could do something great for me and go ahead and hit those likes, and here we go. Go ahead and hit those likes and subscribes. That would be awesome, because then hopefully maybe YouTube will let me last longer than an hour, as this is actually, I'm going on hour 3 of going over Ethereum, because it has been a long night of watching Ethereum and checking it out and making sure everything goes smoothly. That would be great of you guys. Switching it to a new little jam I got now. So now I got my Bodies and Wicks logo now scrolling. So we'll see how this one plays out and see how people like it. But yeah, let's see what's going on with Ethereum. I got it on the 4-hour. It hasn't moved much. The only thing it's done is kind of made a little bit of a fall, right? So it went through, you know, the highs like I thought it would, and then it made the pullback, right? Made the pullback, and now since it made the pullback, I think it's about to start going up again, right? But that's just speculation. It did break an intermediate high, so this is good news, right? So even though we have been kind of falling and we've been going sideways, we also have two equal highs right here. This is good news. This is good news right here. This means that we are going to go higher and try to break those highs. The algorithm knows that there are these highs here, right? It's going to try to find those highs and then break them, just like it tried to break these highs that we found already, right? So again, once we got down to the 1 minute of things and we started really looking at things, and I was telling you, I was saying, hey, it's going to break these lows because they're equal, right? They're equal lows. These guys right here, I was saying, look at these are all kind of equal lows. It's going to break them. And it came down and it kind of flirted with it, and then boom, it went right down to it. And I was wondering where it was going to stop. I thought it was going to stop at this guy right here. So right around here is where I entered, and it actually entered me in right at the 1200 because it was falling so fast. But you know, it was actually about a $3 spread, so I entered in at about the 1203. And then as it was going up, I was saying, hey, look, there's equal highs right here. What it's going to do, it's going to come with these equal highs, make people think it's going to sell, right? And it did. It kept flirting with it, and I said, and then it's going to punch right through it, right? And so it did. It punched right through it. And then now that it's punched right through it, it did it again, right? And now it's starting to go back down a little bit. So, and you know, it didn't start going higher like I thought it would. It actually started going down a little bit, which is interesting. So now we're taking a look at it and we're seeing which direction it may go now. Considering there's no liquidity points, generally that's what it seeks. It seeks out liquidity, right? And there's really not much liquidity to seek except for upwards, right? You got these highs up here, right, that we were talking about. You know, maybe this spike point here would be a liquidity point, right? Because that would be a point to where people would say, oh, it's going to fall from, right? Oh, it's going to fall from this spike point, or oh, it's going to fall from these two highs, because what it did is it came up and it hit into these order blocks, right? These bullish or bearish order blocks, I should say. So it hit these bearish order blocks, right? And let me get this out of the way here. We don't need that anymore. And then when we get this out of the way, we don't need that anymore. So I'm all about levels, right? I don't do lines, trend lines. I don't do channels. I don't do triangles. All that stuff's just gimmicks, right? That stuff is just for people who really don't understand price action and how price action works. So, like I said, I've been calling this Ethereum ever since, you know, right around here. Like I said, it's been going on for about 4 hours now. I actually need to stop and I need to get ready for something soon. Jeez. Like I said, I fell asleep on the couch around 7, I woke up at midnight, and I just been staring at charts ever since, and then making money off Ethereum. So making money off Ethereum with MetaTrader 4. By the way, if you guys don't have MetaTrader 4, download it. Get Hugosway as your broker. This is not financial advice, by the way. This is just opinions. I'm technically not supposed to tell you who to get as your broker, but I will say, if you do get Hugosway as your broker, that broker will have a lot of crypto to trade. Also in there is foreign exchange currencies, such as, you know, the euro versus the pound, the dollar versus the yen, things like that. And these things, like what we're doing right now, would be Ethereum versus the dollar, or Bitcoin versus the dollar, which is basically Bitcoin anyway, you know. It also has metals, so you can trade gold, you can trade silver, you can actually trade stocks too. There's stocks in there. So if you, and the thing is that you only have to have about $100. You know, if you're you know, you just want to try it out, you can do it with a demo account, right? But if you just want to try it out, you can only have to have like $100 in there, and the lowest that you would have to actually put in for like a trade would be like 10 cents, right? It'd be a 10 cents for a trade. But for certain things, like for a GBP USD, like the pound versus the dollar, it would take 30 pips to make $3. Well, that's quite a bit, you know. That's like a movement like this here, right? Like this one right here. But for other things like Ethereum, or like indices like the S&P 500, which you can trade, those things, like every time that like it moves $1, then you make $1 or you lose $1. That's the thing. So there's actually more risk to this than there is if you were to actually put, you know, money into like a HODL account, you know, for like what's it called? I'm trying to think. You know, like something like KuCoin or Kraken or Coinbase or something like that. It's a little bit different than that. So it looks like right now Ethereum is just kind of chilling. It looks like it's done making its moves. I think it needs time to rest, and I think that's what it's doing. So no more big moves for Ethereum, I don't think, and I think it's done doing them. But hey, we definitely caught the good ones on video, that's for sure. I want to check out some other crypto. Let's check out IOTA. IOTA is definitely one that is, I feel it's underrated. And this says Ethereum, not IOTA. Never mind. It went back to Ethereum instead. So IOTA versus $1. Here we go. Bitfinex. Instead of the 1 minute, we're gonna start going to the hours on these. That way we can kind of get a good picture to see where we're going. But as you can see, there's really no institutional moves happening in something like IOTA. I don't think institutions are there's so many altcoins that the institutions aren't interested in. But they're definitely interested in something, you know, like Ethereum or Bitcoin or Litecoin, things that have been established for quite some time, and they're going to continue to go after those guys. But something like IOTA, I look at, and when, you know, there's the technical analysis that you can do. As you can see, I do have some technical indicators down here. These are primarily for Forex, but you can use them uh, for crypto. You just got to take it off futures and put it on other. What you do is you search for money flow in in uh, in your indicators. So if you were to go to indicators, sorry, not that one here, not that one. No, that's not that. No, that's not it. That's alarm. Oh, it's this one. There you go. If you were to here, go to here and go to and just type in money flow, or not money flow. Sorry, open interest. That's right. Open interest. Here you go. You have stochastic money flow, and here you go. Open interest money flow index. Oh, he's added some new ones. He's added a lot of new ones. I haven't seen these. Oh, this is cool. He's actually added this. Oh, this is great. He's added some good ones. Or Naldo added these top ones here. Exponential ease of movement. Interesting. I should check out that one. And then market facilitation index. Interesting. I also want to check out this one down here, a couple down here. USD Bitfinex top. Looks like I may have hit my oh no, I didn't. See, I'm in Bitfinex, so I'm wondering what this does. Number of bars to sum. BDC. Oh, okay, so, okay. Wait, I have IoT. I'm in IoT USD. Interesting. I'm not for sure what's going on with this one. I may message the user and ask him. Number of bars to sum. And then he has all these different cryptos. And 0. Okay. Huh. And nothing's coming up. I don't know why. Okay, so open interest. Okay, USD top 10. Okay, so it's talking about the top 10 in Bitfinex. Open interest. So probably their futures, I'm gonna guess. So let's see if we can't find IOTA perp. Aha. Now I bet it'll pop up. Maybe not. What was another one that he had? OMG. Oh, but it's not coming up in Bitfinex. So that's probably what he was referring to. Let me just do an easy one. ETH PERP. So if you want to find a futures contract, this is Binance. Maybe this will pop up. No. Okay. Well, this I don't know. I guess this indicator really isn't working all that well. Open index market facilitation index futures. Okay, I'm in futures. It's not giving me anything. I wonder if there is. When this is others, there is. Okay, interesting. I wonder what all this means. It just gives you different styles of colors. Don't really know if I get it. Don't know if I get it. Anyways, I'll go over the other ones because these are the ones that I like to use, right? Didn't mean to do that. So this one, what this one means is, let me see if I can change it to future since we're on perp. Oh, it's not going to do it on futures even though we're on perp. Okay, so how this one reads, right, is basically anytime you're crossing into the red is a sell signal, right? And then when you're crossing back up into the green is a buy signal, right? Once you're here, you're oversold, right? And then once you're here, you're way oversold. And the same thing for down here. Once you hit here, you're oversold. And then down here, you're way oversold. So I like this one because it actually, I mean, it's very close, right? So, yeah, especially once you get almost to oversold, you know, you can almost buy at that point. As you can see, we can make a line right now from right here. Right, so you see that line almost oversold at the exact same time ETH was hitting its bottom, and also the stochastic money flow was also going from red to green, so it was giving a buy signal too. So that's the thing I like about these open interest ones. Open interest money flow index and open interest money flow stochastic. So this when the now you're at the top, you're oversold. Let me see what we're at. We actually weren't oversold. It was actually still going up at that time. It just looked like it was oversold. So this is where sometimes you have to use your head, right? Because it hadn't made it over this high, right? Once it makes it over this high, then you might be oversold, right? And then you might be looking at a pullback. But instead, we get another push up, right? And then we start getting pullback after that. And we just got another little push up. So it was right around here is where, was it right around here? Was it right around here? No, it was 1200. Okay, so it was just a couple hours ago whenever all this happened. Oh yeah, it was the last video when we caught all that. So which is interesting. Well, I mean, interesting that, you know, it came to you know, the sell signal here. Not really sell signal, but right here became the sell signal. So, and it was also the sell signal down here on stochastic too. So there's a buy signal right before it, and then a sell signal. So sometimes you have to be careful with the stochastic because it can be a little finicky. But I definitely like the open interest money flow. Very, very handy tool. Anyways, we were checking out IOTA, right? Well, first, let me see if, well, let me get off of perp. And let's get on to actual Ethereum. Making its push up, actually. Interesting. So I think it wants to beat out this high. Check it out my phone to see. Okay. Personally think that this right here, this movement here, was a very, very bullish movement. This is just the pullback. I know this is on the 1 minute timeline, but boom. You look at it on the 1 minute, what it hit, the 0.75. Generally, whenever you see that, you see it go the opposite direction. As it's made liquidity here, made liquidity here, made liquidity here. It's just made liquidity all up north. So I think it's going to be trying to seek out that liquidity or does anything else. So anyways, we shall see what it's going to do. I think if it gets below here, then we're in trouble, but doesn't look like it. Looks like it's on its way up. And I think what it's going to try to do is it's going to try to break this high and then break this high and then break this high. So if it was to, like, since we have the Fibonacci already put out, if we were to put out the traits, okay, so the 50, right? the 150% would equal about where it would be 162% of the trade, which is generally, so these are regular levels that it likes to trade to, right? So whenever it trades, once it gets past full 100%, right? So I have them upside down, so I don't have to flip it upside down and then measure it, right? So I have it put as negative 27, negative 50, and negative 62, just so I don't have to flip it around. But instead, it's actually 127%, 150%, 162%. These are normal levels to where it likes to trade to. And if I were to guess, I mean, the 162 level is almost to the T, just past the height of oops, I hit height again. It's just past the height of so I think it might try to get up into that area. Look at that. It just made a big jump. Pulled back just a little bit. I think it's going to continue going up. Well, it might try to close the gap that it just made first. But I don't know. There's not really a gap there since it's already been made. There we go. All right, now it's pushing back up again. Pulling back down again. But it's definitely in the upper realm of, well, it was in the upper realm. Might pull down, hit the 50, and then turn around and go back up. Yeah, see, there's too many spikes trying to make people think that it's trying to sell, right? Whenever it makes people think it's trying to sell, that's when it's actually going to buy instead. Or at least in my eyes. See, it even jumped up a little bit and then kind of came down, pulled back up a little bit. Keeps dancing, it keeps dancing, and eventually it's going to push its way up. We've already seen the move to where it went all the way down. It's not going to make another big down move again. It already took out all the low level liquidity. Now it's looking for the high level liquidity. And sometimes on TradingView, it just likes to sit there and not do anything. Let me see if there's another ETHUSD to where it likes to move around a lot. There we go, Coinbase. Coinbase likes to seem to move around a lot. So we'll use the Coinbase one for now. Like I said. Oh, not that. I meant that. And then I meant this. Go back. Get out of my way. The low to the high of the bodies. It came down, hit the 70. It may come down and try to strike low really quick and then pull back up. That's what I think it's probably going to try to do. Make people think, see, it's trying to make people think it's chasing the sell. But in all actuality, it's going to buy. Yeah, at least it should buy. See, there we go. Staying above the 50%. It already made that drop. Or it made this drop, I should say. Came back up. Now it's been doing this. Got a lot of high level liquidity it needs to take out. And I think it will hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. Alright, well in the meantime maybe we should take a look at a different coin. As this one for some reason continues to lower. Let's take a look at Well, it's going to change to Ethereum, but we'll change it to Litecoin. Do Coinbase here. All right, so what's been going on with Litecoin? I remember setting a buy limit at around 128 a couple days ago. And it hit it. It looked like it was gonna fall back down. It may have been this. Yep. Man, I should have kept a hold of that. Oh, you know what? Let's go back to Ethereum because Ethereum's pushing back up. Oh, come on, homie. You got this. Oh, just not enough. Let me go to my retail template. Let's see what's going on with the strength of it. For some reason, the MACD on these things loves to go crazy. So, looks like the momentum was going down. Looks like the momentum is starting to push back up, which is a good thing. Oh, let's get out the percentage. There we go. It's trying. It's wanting to break this liquidity above here. Usually what you want to do, which I didn't do in this one, but go ahead and do it. Let's set it there. I'll just set a line here really quick. And then take this line and then put it at exactly 50. Well, you know exactly where it's at. So 50 means that the strength is above normal, or at least a point to where it's going to go higher, I guess you could say. And I use a double RSI, right? So usually when you have an RSI, you have 14. And what that number means is that means how many bars back it goes, right? So if I'm on a 1 minute in the RSI 14, this thing is only measuring 14 minutes back. And this RSI 29 is measuring 29 minutes back. So as you can see, there's a little bit of a discrepancy, and only because that discrepancy is, you know, how many bars back it's going. So, but the MACD here is, it's a normal MACD. I don't think I have, well, I have it on 1226. I think it's, forgot what it's usually on. I think it's morely on 14 and something. Not 100% sure, but I put it on 1226. I feel like it helps me out for some reason that I don't know why. But the histogram is the same. Well, histogram is a little bit different, but it's the MACD and the signal lines that are different. So here we go. It looks like it's trying to push up again, and maybe not so much. But you know what the good thing is that, and here's where I do like trend lines, is that even though, right, people wouldn't be buying off this just because it wouldn't make sense to buy off this. It's not really a trend line, but what it is telling you is it's telling you that it's not getting lower, right? It's not getting higher, but at least it's not getting lower, right? So that is the good thing. All right, like I said, let's head over to Litecoin. Let's see what's going on with Litecoin. Like I said, there was institutional play heading on with this one. And it was right in here whenever it had this drop right here is when the institutions basically took hold of this. And then now they've been playing with it ever since. If I was to draw a fib from, let me actually get rid of the fib that's on here, because as you can see, what I did was I drew a fib from the last point before it took off, right? And then whenever it got to the top and then fell, right, it fell exactly to the 70.5. Again, that 70.5, that's what you're going to see in a lot of things going forward. And I'm sure if I did it to this, it would probably be the same. Right, so let me draw one from here. As soon as I can get it to, there we go. Up to here. Not exactly 70.5, but it did go to the 79. So definitely bet that it's going to be somewhere in this golden area to where it's going to make its move and then turn around and then go back up. And I think that's why I put my placement at 128, because it was just above the 120, just above the 70.5. And I thought and probably could have got a little bit below her. I probably could have held a little bit longer, but unfortunately I didn't. And we ended up seeing it move up. But I do see bullish movement out of Litecoin, as you can see. What you can see out of Litecoin here is definitely got some bullish movement out of here, coming back down, hitting the same area. But you do have some equal lows, right? Which isn't good. So, well, not so much equal lows, but kind of equal lows. So that might deter some things. So you might see it pull back down, hit below those equal lows, right? And then turn around and go back up. Let's check out Cardano. Cardano recently made a big fall and then took off. And now it's coming back up. I had a line drawn through here because I was saying, look, this is probably going to be a fake support line and it's going to fall through it. Just because of this right here, right? Everybody was thinking that since it was above here, it was going to be a good support area, right? And it did not end up being a good support area. Instead, what it did was it kind of went through it, which is I thought it was going to do, and hit down here. Now, since it was right there, I bet if I was to take this and place this right here, about the 80, maybe the last time it took off, right, which was right here. Let me see if, well, oh, actually didn't stay, did it? Oh, nope. Yep, exactly. 70.5, like I said, right there. As always, the 70.5 is always going to win. Not rotated that. Ellipse. Not this either. So right there, 70.5. It just always happens. Always happens. And now you can see it's already moved up. Probably going to make some moves back down here. Probably hit the 50 and then bounce back up. That would be my guess. So if you are somebody that's going to be putting money into this, I would say wait until it hits about the 50% of this retracement from 0.23066 all the way up to 0.3987. The 50% of that would be 0.31467. So I would say somewhere around there is where I would look for, possibly getting back your, adding more to your Cardano stash. Wonder what White Heart is, if White Heart is even in here. There we go. White Heart talking with rat wrapped ether. Huh. I know White Heart is about $14, something like that. I don't know how much that is compared to wrapped ether. I do know it is a pretty fairly bullish coin. Let me see if I can't find a different way to find White Heart. No. That's literally the only way to find White Heart. Swap with what wrapped ether. I may have to learn Uniswap so I can swap out my ether for White Heart, because I believe that is a coin that is going to do very well. It's the hedging coin. So it's going to be used for kind of like for